Hello everyone. Today we're learning Bobikama Daf Kuf Tes. Let's go. We'll start from the Mishnah Daf Kuf Ches on base at the bottom. Reuven comes to Shimon and tells him, Eichen Piktoini, where's the deposit I gave you to keep? Omaloi, Shimon tells him, Ovad, it's lost. Mashbiyecho ani, make a shvur. V'omar Omen, he makes a shvur. Ve'edim oise shoch loi, and Edim come and say that Shimon ate it, so he himself stole it. Mishalem Keren, he pays the capital. Well, the Picodon he pays for. Oide Matzmoi, if Shimon admitted that he lied, not that Edim came, Mishalem Keren, the capital, V'choimish, and a fifth extra, V'osham, and a carbon. That's case number one. Case number two, Eichen Pikdoini, Reuven comes to Shimon and says, where's my Picodon? He tells him, Omar loy nignav, it's stolen. So it's the same case like before, but before he said it was lost, here he says it's stolen. Mashbiyecho, please make a shvur. Omar Omen, and he makes a shvur. Ve'edim oise shegonva, and Edim come and say that Shimon stole it. V'shalan tashlumei kefel. Here there's a special chiddush HaTorah that he becomes like a ganev and he has to pay like a ganev, he pays double. Not like Tointanas Ovad, there's a special chiddush by Tointanas Ganev that he pays double. Oide Me'atzbo, if Edim didn't come and he admitted by himself that he stole it, Mishalem Keren, capital, Choimish, a fifth, V'osham. And Rashi says that, like we know, we said it many times, that only if he admitted by himself, that's when he pays Choimish and Osham. Agoizeles Oviv, Reuven stole Yaakov his father, Venishbaloi, and he made a shvur that he never stole anything, Kumeis, and now Yaakov died, so you can't pay Yaakov back. Arezi Mishalem Keren, he pays the capital, V'choimish, and a fifth, V'osham, and a korban osham. Lebonov, Oileachov, or he gives it to the sons of his father, that means to his brothers, Oileachov, or to the brothers of his father. That means because he made a shvur, he has to be moitzi zela mitachas yodoi and pay back to the other Yerushim, even though that he himself is the Yerush as well. If he doesn't want to do that, or he doesn't have his low on dough, and he needs the money, and he can't pay off and not get the money that he pays, he takes a loan from someone else. Reuven, the son of Yaakov, takes a loan from someone else, and he pays with that to the other Yerushim, to his brothers or to the brothers of his father. Ubalichoiv, the people who he lent the money from to pay this choiv, they come and take the choiv back from the other Yerushim, at least part of it, and therefore Reuven gains from taking this loan because he doesn't lose paying back everything from his own pocket. Says the Mishnah, another case, it's not really shaykhis to here, just it has a similar din. Yaakov says to his son, Koino, a shvur, you can't have any anor from me. Imeis, if now Reuven dies, Yaakov dies, Yerushenu, there's no problem that Reuven's Yerush, and it's not called that he's having a no from him, because it's Achar Moisoy, it's Yerusha, it's not from him. If Yaakov said that Reuven shouldn't have a no from him, B'chayov, when he's alive, Moisoy, after he dies, Imeis, now Yaakov dies, Yerushenu, he's no Yerushim. And he gets, the whole Yerusha goes to the sons or brothers of Yaakov. If Reuven has his poor and he won't have any food, no money, if he's no Yerush's money, he'll take a loan like we said before. That's why he comes in here. He'll take a loan and pay, and he takes a loan, and then the Balichoivas come and take from the Yerusha the loan they own them. And therefore, Reuven will get the Yerusha. Says the Gemara, Omar of Yosef, Afilu la'anu kishul tzedakah. Rashi explains, if he doesn't have any other Yerushim, he doesn't have brothers, his father doesn't have brothers, So he could give, and he wants to be moitzik zela mitachas yodoi because he made a shvur l'sheker. So he could give it to tzedakah, and that's how he's taking the gzela tachas yodoi. He takes it out from his hands. Omar Papa v'tzorich she'oima zeh gezel ovi. The person, when he does that, when he gives the Arnik tzedakah, he needs to say, this money that I'm giving to tzedakah, it's the gezel that I stole from my father. Says the Gemara, why do we say that when Reuven stole his father Yaakov, and he made a shvur, and now Yaakov died, he needs to pay off the loan? He's a Yerush. He should be moichel. He owes basically himself, and he should say, I'm moichel myself, and I'm not paying this gzela. Milo itnan, did we not learn in the Mishnah and Kuf Gimel, mochal el akaren, if Reuven stole from Shimon, and it says that he could be moichel on the capital, and he wasn't moichel on the fifth, because Shimon owes him a fifth also because he made the shvur l'sheker, but we could see Alma, Bar Mechilo, you could be moichel on the capital. So why can't he be moichel also over here on the capital? To himself? Or Rabbi Yochanan loy kasha. It's not kasha. Har Rabbi Yisaglili, Har Rabbi Akiva. One is Rabbi Yisaglili and one is Rabbi Akiva. So let's again understand. There is a Mishnah over here who says that you can't be moichel, you need to pay off. And it's talking about yourself because he's the Yerush. There's a Mishnah in Kuf Gimel that someone else is moichel to the Gazlan. And we have here the Tanya, let's see, the Machlokes Rabbi Yisaglili and Rabbi Akiva, that we're saying that's the difference between the two Mishnahs. The Tanya, it says if someone made the shvur l'sheker and he doesn't have who to pay off because the guy died, the someone not have a Yerush, because everyone have a Yerush. Any Jewish person has a Yerush. Because you go up a generation and another generation until Yaakov Avinu. So for sure he has the Yerush, maybe a very, very far cousin. But for sure there is the Yerush to this person who died. It's talking about when someone stole a ger, and ger who has no Yerushim, who has no kids. And his non-Jewish father has no Yerushim. Aresha goes a ger. Reuven stole from a ger money, and he made the shvur that I didn't steal from him. And he heard that this ger died, and he did tshuva now, and he wants to bring up. And the din is, if, like it says in the pasuk, the continuation of the pasuk, if you don't have who to pay back, you have to give it to the kohanim in Yerushalayim. So you heard the ger died. The capital, the Ashomoy, and also the choimish, and also the osham Yerushalayim, like it says in the pasuk. Upoga boisa ger, and suddenly he meets the ger didn't die. He just heard he died. He didn't really die. The Zokval of Bemilva, and the ger said, you know what? Forget about what you owe me for as a choiv for the gzeila. Now it's going to be like a loan. That's what it means, the Zokval of Bemilva. Umeis, and now the ger actually died. Zocha alo b'mashe b'yodoi. So this person, because he's muchzik in this money, Reuven, he's zoicha. Ger has no Yerushim, it's like hefka. He's zoicha and he doesn't have to pay. Divrei Rabbi Yisaglili, that's shittas Rabbi Yisaglili. Rabbi Akiva argues and he says, "Ein no takona." This person doesn't have a takona by being zoicha of the ger and not paying it back. Until he pays it, takes it out of his hands. So says the Gemara, Le Rabbi Yisaglili, the fishittas Rabbi Yisaglili lo yishno lenafshei. Doesn't matter if the person's like, let's say he's Yerish's father and he wants to be moichel himself. And lo yishno lacher, it doesn't matter like the Mishnah in Kuf Gimel where Reuven's moichel to Shimon motzi mochel. It's possible to be moichel. Or Rabbi Akiva who argues holds lo yishno lacher, it doesn't matter the Mishnah in Kuf Gimel where Reuven's moichel to Shimon. But lo yishno lacher, like over here where Reuven's moichel to himself, lo motzi mochel. You can't be moichel. And therefore, the Gemara is explaining our Mishnah that says that you can't be moichel is talking about Rabbi Akiva, and the Mishnah of Kuf Gimel is Rabbi Yisaglili. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yisi, who is saying now you can be moichel even for yourself, who adin da afilu lo yizok for b'milva. In the case of the Brisa, where it says that he met the ger and the ger was zokfo b'milva l'chora, even if he wasn't zokfo b'milva, even if it was still a choiv of gzeila, he could be moichel it to himself. And the reason why it says in the Bryce over there that he was zoikef it in b'milva loidiach koicha de Rabbi Akiva. Really, Rabbi Yosef Aglili, even if he didn't be zokfo b'milva, but it's coming to tell you that Rabbi Akiva, it's so chomer that you have to moiti mitachas yodo that even that afilu zokfo lo b'milva, even if he made it like alva and it's not choiv of gzeila anymore, and no takona, he still doesn't have a takona actually to gzeila mitachas yodo until he pays it off. So you can't be moichelit. Matki floor of Sheshes doesn't like this. He asks a kasha, if so, Rabbi Yosef Glili. So it comes out, let's just explain. The mission over here that says that you can't be moichel to yourself is Rabbi Yosef Glili, and the mission over there that you could be moichel to acherim is Rabbi Akiva. That's what we're saying now. Sorry, the mission over here that you can't be moichel to yourself is Rabbi Akiva, and the mission over there that you could be moichel to Rabbi Yosef Glili. Now the svara is that it's more mistaba that Reuven can be moichel Shimon on his gzeila more than Reuven can be moichel himself. So the Gemara, if so, Rabbi Yosef Glili, they could always be moichel it. Lashmin el should tell you that in our mission that you can't be moichel to yourself. Say there, Rabbi Yosef Glili should tell you that you could be moichel to yourself. Because shekin acherim, even more so, that Reuven can be moichel for Shimon for the gzeila. And the Rabbi Akiva, we're saying the mission over there. The Rabbi Akiva holds that you can't be moichel lashmin and acherim. The mission over there that it says that you could be moichel to someone else, it should be over there. Rabbi Akiva says you can't be moichel to someone else. Lashmin and acherim that you can't be moichel deloi motzi mochel the kol shekin and afshei deloi motzi mochel that you can't be moichel. If this is the din, if this is pshat in the Mishnayos that one's Rabbi Akiva and one's Rabbi Yossi, in the case where it's somebody to yourself, it should say that you could be moichel and should be Rabbi Yossi Aglili and kol shekin acherim. And in the case where you could be moichel, where you feel the shitta that you can't be moichel, it should say you can't be moichel acherim and kol shekin and afshei. Why does it say it in the case where it's less of a chiddush? Elo Amar Rav Sheshes has the new pshat. Rabbi Yosef Glili. Both Mishnayos Kuf Gimel and over here Kuf Ches on basis Rabbi Yosef Glili that you could be moichel. So what's pshat over there in Kuf Gimel? You could be moichel here in the Mishnah. It says you can't be moichel. Kiko Amar Rabbi Yosef Glili. When did Rabbi Yosef Glili say that you could be moichel? The motzi mochel lacherim. Reuven could be moichel Shimon on the gzeila, but aval nafshei. But Reuven to moichel himself when he's a Yerush lo motzi mochel. He can't be moichel. And therefore, the mission on Kuf Gimel, where it's talking about Lacherim, is Rabbi Yosef Glili and Nochinami, that you could be moichel, but Dafka Lacherim. And over here, the mission that says you can't be moichel for yourself is Rabbi Yosef Glili, because to yourself, you can't be moichel. Says the Gemara, Ela Amai V'zocha Alo B'masha B'yodo L'cher. In the Bryce, Rabbi Yosef Glili says that you could be moichel to yourself. That's talking about where you stole from a ger, and if you stole from a ger, you're moichel to yourself because now you were zoicher in it. Says the Gemara, Mishum de Zokfa Malav B'milva. It's not like what we said before that Zokfa Malav B'milva is Loidir Chakach de Rabbi Akiva. No, Zokfa Malav B'milva is Dafka. The fear of Yosef Glili, because if not Zokfa Malav B'milva, you can't be moichel. Because you can't be moichel yourself on a gzeila. But if it's a milva, now milva is already something else. A milva can be moichel, but if it's still big gzeila, even Rabbi Yosef Glili would hold you can't be moichel to yourself. Rava Omar Anupshat. Hava Rabbi Akiva. Both Mishnayos on Kuf Gimel and Kuf Ches are both Rabbi Akiva. Ki Omar Rabbi Akiva deloi motzi mochil. When did Rabbi Akiva say in the Brisa that he can't be moichel when he stole from a girl lenafshei, because he wants to moichel to himself, because he's now zoiche in it and he wants to moichel to himself. Aval acherim, but to other people, motzi mochil. And therefore it fits in our Mishnah over here that it says that you can't be moichel because it's lenafshei. And the mission of Kuf Gimel that says you could be moichel, the Reuven could be moichel to Shimon, it's because lacherim. Says the Gemara Michlal, it comes out that Rabbi Yosef Glili Kuf Tes Amud Beis בכלל רבי יוסי גלילי סובר אפילו לנפשי נמי מוציא מוכל. לפי רוב it comes out if Rabbi Akiva is the Baal HaMishnah over here that you call me moichel to yourself, so Rabbi Yossi Glili holds that you could be moichel even for yourself. Elo gezel ager de komer achmon and nesin hakohenim echim ashkachas lo. The Torah says that if you stole a ger and there's no yorshim, you have to take it to your shleim and give it to the kohenim. How is it shaykh? You should always be zoichel to yourself, you should be moichel to yourself, and you won't have to bring it up to your shleim. Why does the Torah have to say you have to bring it up to your shleim? Omarova, Ochemeskinan. What we're talking about over here, when do you need to take it up to your shleim? Kishes a goza lager. He stole from a ger, v'nish beloy, and he made a shvur l'sheker. Umeisa ger, and the ger died already. V'hoida lachar misa. He was moida after the ger died. The beidna the oidi, when he was moida, konei Hashem was koinet, v'nosun kohenim, and the Torah tells you have to bring it to the kohenim. If I was moida when the ger is alive, so now I'm chayiv to the ger, and now the ger dies, I could be zoiche to myself and be moichel to myself, says Rabbi Yossi Glili. But if I'm only moida after the ger dies, so the choiv was never to the ger, the Torah says the choiv to the kohenim. And that's the case, so you have to take it up to Yerushalayim. Boy Ravina. Ravina asked a shayla, gozel giyuris mau. If Reuven stole not a ger, he stole from a giyuris. And now the giyuris dies, and he made a shvur, and now he's chayiv to bring, and the giyuris dies. Do we say the same thing that you need to take it to Yerushalayim or not? It doesn't, because it says in the pasuk over there about taking up to Yerushalayim ish. So do we say ish Omar Achmona? The Torah says ish v'lo isha. Now isha you know mechuyev. Or dilma, or maybe ucha dekrohu. Maybe it just says ish. That's the way of saying in the pasuk, and we're going to see soon what could be pshat. Why did it say ish? On my layer of Aaron Ravina, Ta Shma, come and listen. The Tanya, we learned in the Brisa ish. Ainli elo ish, lichor, it's only if it's a ish. Isha minayin, how do you know if you stole from a giyuris? You still have to take it up to Yerushalayim. Kishur oima amushav, when it says in the pasuk amushav areikan shnaim. And we're going to learn like the first pshat in Rashi, because it says in the pasuk, one time la'oshiv, va'osham ha'elo, va'osham ha'mushav. It says a mushav, second time. It says twice hashava. To tell you also for Isha, you need to do hashava and take it to Yerushalayim. In Cain, if so, matamud loime ish. Why does the Torah write ish? The Torah is telling you, ish atatzorch lachzer achav v'yesh lo goelim. If it's a ger who's a ish, who's an adult, you have to go looking. Maybe he has kids somewhere. Then you have to give it back to them. And only if he doesn't have kids, then you take it up to Yerushalayim. If he has or not. Cotton, but if it's a ger cotton that he stole it from, you don't have to go look to see if he has kids or not. Because a kid can't have children. And that's the chiddush of the Torah, that a kid can't have kids. And from here we learn in Ben Sur Murr that cotton can't have kids. Because the Torah says that cotton, you don't have to go looking if he has any kids, because he can't have kids. And the L'chorah comes out that if you steal from a giyuris and she dies and she has no yorshim, you still have to take her up to Yerushalayim. Tanu Rabbanon learned. It says in the pasuk, La Hashem la kohen. You give it to Hashem, to the kohen. Konoi Hashem was kohenet v'nosno la kohen sheboisa mishma. To the kohen in that group. Every week they had a different group of kohanim who would work in the avodah. So we learn from there that you have to give it to the kohen in that mishma. It's called a mishma. You're telling me that you have to give it to a kohen in that mishma. Maybe I could give it to any kohen that I want. I could choose what kohen to give it to. When it says in the pasuk, milvad ela kippurim, it says when you bring the choimish and the capital and the choimish, it says you give it to kohen except above the milvad ela kippurim asher chaper by olav. that you give that not only you give it the korban, you also give the chomesh and osham. So it says that it goes together. So arei lekohen shebo isa mishmar kosim medaber. And we know with korbanos, you can't decide to give it to a kohen from another mishmar. If it's this group of family of koyanim, you can't say I want a different kohen to makriv it. You have to give it to that mishmar. So like the korban, the Torah says that the korban and the money goes together. So like the korban, you have to give it to this mishmar. Also the money, you have to give it to the kohen from the same mishmar. Tana Rabbanon learnt. Arei shoya goyzel kohen. What's the din if Mr. Kohen, the Kohen, he is a Ganev, he stole it from the ger, and now the ger died, and we want to know, can the Kohen keep the money for himself and not give to his other Kohanim and say, here, I'm giving it to a Kohen, I'm a Kohen. Tana Rabbana Esher Goizel Kohen, the Goizel was a Kohen from a ger. How do we know that he shouldn't say oil v'yotzil koyanim, since this needs to be paid to the koyanim, and it's under me now, I have the money in my hand, and I'm a koyan, yeshali, I'm going to pay it to myself, and I don't need to pay it, share it with my brother, the koyanim. V'dinu l'choret kal v'choyma. If already I could be zoicha of gzeila of a ger from a Yisrael of someone else, if so, they pay me, even more so than my own stealing from a ger, and I'm a kohen, I could pay myself. Rab Nosson says this din, this kol shkein in a bit of a different way. Now we're going to go with the second chat in Rashi and like how Tosfos learns. What if, let's say, truma, that the kohen doesn't have a chelik, he doesn't just claim off the Yisrael, give me the truma, because the truma the Yisrael has the schus to decide which kohen to give it to. It's called toivas hano, of deciding which kohen to give the truma to. So until I get it, it's not my schus. I can't go and claim the Yisrael for it. Once Yisrael gives it to me, this truma, it's mine, I don't share it with no one. Something that if the Yisrael pays if the Yisrael stole from a ger and he has to give it to the Kohanim, he gives it to all the Kohanim, he splits it up to all the Kohanim in that Mishma. That when it's already in my Rishos, because I'm the Kohen who stole it from the ger, isn't it so that I keep it all and I don't have to share it? So the Kohen who steals from a ger, and now the ger dies and he has to give it to the Kohanim, he can keep it to himself. So the Gemara, no. If we're talking about, let's say, truma, I don't have a chelik in it until I get it. Like I don't have a chelik in it. None of the kohanim have a chelik in it. It's Yisrael who decides who to give it to. Toima begezel, you're going to tell me about gezel from the ger, like I get a part in it. Also, other people have a right in this gezel ager. So therefore, when the kohen is stealing from the ger, he also has to share it, because everyone have a chelik in it. Everyone have a right. Everyone in this mishma have a right in this gezel ager. Hello. When a kohen steals, he has to pay it out, and he has to split it to all the kohanim in the mishma. So the Chari comes out, the kohen who steals from a ger, and he made the shvur, and now he has to bring it, he has to give it out to the kohanim. It says, and we learn, Rashi says, that we learn from that kohen could be makriv his korban whenever he wants, and he keeps the meat and the skin that belongs to the kohen, he keeps it all to himself. And also over here, the korban of Osham that you need to bring because he made the Shvur Sheker is a korban of the kohen. and he's zoich in it. And since he's zoich in the korban, because he can bring his own korban and zoich in it, he should be also zoicha in the money, in the capital and the chomesh, because we said whoever gets the korban, he also gets the money. So the current shouldn't have to split it up with his brothers. So the Gemara Ochim and the Brisa is talking about the Kohen Tomeh. The Kohen Tomeh, so he can't be makravit himself, and therefore he has to split also the money with his Kohenim brothers. If he wouldn't be a Tomedik Kohen, he could keep it. He could be makravit the korban by himself, and he could keep the capital and the chomesh to himself. As a Gemara, Ibe Kohen Tomeh, if we're talking about in the Brisa that Kohen that's Tomeh, Dova sheyesh lo chelik boy. We said he has a chelik in it because if someone else gives gezel ager, he gets a part. Mi islay. Does he have a chelik? He's Tomeh. He's not part of the Mishnah this week when he's Tomeh. He doesn't get anything. So it doesn't make sense. The Brisa says mashma that he does get a chelik. If he gets a chelik, it means he's not Tomeh. So it can't be the Brisa is talking about where he's Tomeh. Elo, really it's about Kohen Tor. And you know why he's not zoicha? You know why he's not zoicha in the capital and the chomesh? Not like what we said before, because we had the kasha. What we said before, we had the kasha that he could bring the korban, and whoever gets the korban, he gets the money. Elo asya lakoyen mishode achuza. We learn gzer shava from sode achuza. Like over there, we're going to see in a second that it gets split around between everyone. So also over here, it says also lakoyen, so the money gets split around. The Tanya, sto achuza, I'll just say, it means someone, Yisrael had the soda achuza, is soda that he gets as a Jewish person at Yisrael, and he's makdish it. And now the Bedek Habayis get this soda achuza, and they say, what are we going to do with it? We're going to sell it. And they sell it to someone. Now the person who is makdish it has until the yovel to be pointed this field and get it back to himself. He could pay the value and get it back to himself. And if he never does that, when yovel comes, this field goes from the person who bought it, and it goes to the kohenim forever. Belongs to all the kohenim. So after we understand that, let's see the Brisa. The Tanya achuzoso, it said in the pasuk over there, achuzoso matar mudloima. So minayin lesoda ayotzi lekohenim beyovel. Like we said, that if the bailim or not poidet, it goes to the kohenim. V'gola echod me'akohenim. And when the person was makdish it, and now Bedek Habayis sold it. They sold it not to Yisrael, they sold it to a kohen. How do we know they shouldn't say, since when Yovel comes, it goes to the Kohenim, and now it's under my hand, and now Yovel comes, it should be mine, I'm not splitting with my brothers, the Kohenim. Even if the Goyal would be a Yisrael, and now the Bailim will not poider it, I get the Sodeh Achuzah, all the brothers, all the Kohanim get a piece of the Sodeh. So, B'shelatzmi, that's my Sodeh, I was Goyal it. Loi kol shekein I should get, and I should keep everything. Talmud Loima, it says in the Pasuk, Sodeh acherem lakoyen tieh achuzosoi. And we learn from achuzosoi, achuzah sheloi, only the achuzah is his, ve'en zu sheloi, and this is not his. Okay, what is a din? Even if it's a kohen who is goyal this field, when Yovel comes, we take it away from him. You get a piece, but he doesn't get everything to himself. It's a special xeris hakosov that he split it between everyone. So also over here, we learn lakoyen, that the kohen who stole from a geran has to bring a osham and chomesh and capital. Yeah, the capital and the chomesh get split to all echov akoyanim. Avira deret Yisrael machkim. Shkach everyone.